bright makeup, wild eyeshadow contours, and glossy lips define women living on the brink of the career and power era. Like much of the fashion in the 80s, makeup was often over the top. While most women don't want to sport an 80s look for everyday wear, you can use elements of some of the styles, such as a crazy neon eyeshadow color, for a fun retro look or for wild makeup for an 80s party. Punk and club makeup in the 80s was full of glitter mixed with bright and bold colors. For a crazy club look like this, apply heavy eyeliner, bold lip color, and a heavy dose of glitter on the upper eyelids. Heavy metal and rock bands brought many cosmetic enthusiasts out of the woodwork. This look combined bright colors from the 80s with dark, heavy colors for a look that was entirely rock and roll. To mimic the 80s rocker look, use red or bold lipstick and heavy, dark eyeliner, but don't emphasize the cheeks. Metal babes like Lita Ford inspired leather and lace in the 80s. Bright eyeshadows and false eyelashes were used to create bold makeup looks that were totally 80s in style. For a similar style, use a high pigment eyeshadow and a bright color and use dramatic false lashes. Heavy eyeshadow and exaggerated contours gave women the look of strong facial features. Accents like jewels and decals were also often added to really make these looks stand out. To create a high contour look, apply eyeshadow with a heavy hand and don't blend as you normally would. Less blending keeps the contours more fierce. Nothing quite says 80s like neon-colored eyeshadow. Bright neon orange and pink shades were very popular in the 80s. Many women are even working this look into their makeup styles today by adding a bright colored highlight to the lids of their eyes. Even though 80s makeup looks embraced an array of bright and bold colors, many makeup looks would combine complementing colors for a more sophisticated 80s style. This model has a completely 80s look but uses a complementary palette of purples and pinks that work well together. Makeup looks in the 80s were about more than just bold eye makeup styles. Blush was also used heavily during this era. With looks like this, the eyes would usually be toned down for a look that is appropriate for the office or a night out. Neutrals like brown are very popular for the eyes, as is the classic V-eye shape. During the 80s, bright and bold pink colors were used much like neutrals are used in today's makeup styles. Pink colors would be used all over the face in the same look as blush, lip color, eyeliner and even brow highlights. Eyeliner was heavily used in the 80s, not just on the upper and lower lash lines, but along the waterline as well. The 80s style was very heavy, but you can mimic the style for a fierce eye look by lining the waterline and the top lash line with dark liner. Keep in mind this can make the eyes look slightly smaller. Wild and fun looks in the 80s were big, bold, and usually over the top, just like the fashions of the day. Use intense colors and heavier makeup application to instantly achieve an 80s feel with your makeup. If you love eclectic looks like this, then visit the Crazy Eye Makeup Gallery and get even more ideas.